Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we're taking a look at Pure Strings Instrument by E-Instruments. Some lovely strings for you today. So grab your ankles and let's OJ, baby. Why, hello there. I'm Jade, and this is How to App on iOS, and I hope you're doing okay. Welcome to the show. Boom, we're going to play with some strings today. I hope you're all excited and pumped up for that because it should be cool. We're looking at Pure Strings Instrument by E-Instruments, who have previously released Pure Piano and Pure Upright, which are both piano apps, but now they have delved into the land of strings. Thank you, Leela, for the dump. Leela kindly dumped everybody over from her live performance. Let's say hello to the folks who are here, and then we can get into this app for today. We've got Thomas Christ in the house. We've got Jamie Lynn and Studio 6+1. And hi, Barry, and who else is in the house? Thomas is doing the stuff. He's banging the stuff through. Boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. And Semtex Cow is in the house as well too. What's going on? Good to see you all. Let's dive in. So this app here is, let me see. How much does it cost, I hear you ask? So this is Pure Strings. It is on sale currently 25% off, and that will change on July 1st. So you save some money right now. It is $22.49. That's the sale price. Just so you know, that is the sale price, and it will go up on July 1st. Let's quickly just bounce over to the App Store here. So this is where it says here, intro offer, 25% off until July 1st. What I want to cover is how big this is before we get into it, because now a lot of apps these days use modeling, so you've got a very low amount of storage needed, whereas other apps use samples, and this is one of those. So this uses samples, and you're looking at a size here of 904 megabytes, so almost a gig of space needed on your device. Something to keep in mind if you're low on space. This isn't one of those instruments where you can dump those sounds on an external hard drive. I wish more apps would do that because, you know, then you could save a little bit more space on your iPad. But there it is. So $22.49, and you will need some space because it's almost a gigabyte of sound, and gigabytes are very precious to most people. So let's jump in and have a listen to something I made with it. Very small little project here. So we're in Logic today. I've got 3 instances of this. I'm going to talk about why this is frozen in a second. We'll talk about that. Let me shut up. Let me play these strings. We've got 3 tracks of strings. They're all pure strings. And we just got an upright bass, some drums, and a bit of piano underneath. Let's play it. I'll shut up. Let's OJ. Okay, there you go. There is a sample of this. Now, I want to talk about this little issue here before we get into it, because hopefully this is a bug and can be fixed. I found loading multiple instances of this, they kind of cause problems with each other. I'm going to unfreeze these tracks right now, and let's see if the same thing happens. So I'm going to just solo all 3 of these, and let's see what happens. There you go. Can you hear what's happening here? It's a bit of a mess. I don't know what this is. So, I mean, I only just realized this. I'd been playing with it a fair bit, but it was only when I was making a project last night that I was like, hang on, why is it doing that? But freezing it seems to fix that up. It seems like the one blocks out the other for a period of time. It's like the system can't handle it. But when I look at the DSP that's running, there's plenty of room there. It sounds like it's ducking, and this is happening on over on AUM as well. So this isn't a specific DAW problem. So hopefully this can be fixed. And, you know, I hate doing these demos where I find something wrong during the show, you know, because it sucks. You want everything to go smooth. But hopefully when the instruments see this, maybe they can sort this out. But it seems to be when there's multiple tracks overlaid with each other. But as you see, if I freeze the tracks, there's no problem. Now I'm going to do freeze for all of these. It'll take a second to do, but just give me a second to go through and show this again. It'll take a little bit, but definitely a problem because this is important. Yeah, when you're using strings, you're using multiple chord progressions, you're using multiple bits underneath, and sure, it looks like I'm using just the same chords here. But what's cool about pure strings is you can have triplets running and stuff like that. So you can create different underlying instruments. But if it's doing this and I have to freeze this all the time, it's a problem. And as I said, it's not only happening here in Logic, it happened in AUM, happened in Cubasis. So it's a definite app thing where they seem to just, when they collide with each other, they're just not... Yeah, it seems like it's ducking, like what Semtex Cow says here. It sounds like it's ducking the instruments, but it's not. It's something bigger than that. But we'll start off with that negative, get it out the way. I'll just wait for this freeze thing to finish. Sorry, it's going a little bit slow. But at least there is documented evidence of this, and this should get the problem fixed. And I will speak to the developers as well. So maybe if that's what you want, Semtex Cow, if that's what you like. I don't need to know what goes on in your bedroom there, honey bun. Pause and guitars. Hello, P. Johns. What's going on? G'day. Yeah, it does sound like really bad side chaining. And we know it's not actually side chaining because here's the scoop, folks. When Apple updated Logic to 2.2 recently, guess what? They completely fucked up, and now sidechaining doesn't work at all. There's no way to sidechain at all with Logic, and it's really bad because, and I'll tell you why it's bad, there's a bunch of apps out there that rely heavily on sidechaining. In fact, GSDSP have a whole lot of apps that rely on it, and now their apps are fucked. They don't work in Logic because there's no sidechaining. So hopefully Apple gets on this. I myself have sent at least 4 bug reports about it. And I suggest everyone do it because it's not cool, man. I don't know how they botched it. But look, Apple just aren't what they used to be. You know, they rush things out the door. Half the time they don't get things out the door. Yeah, it's not like it used to be. It is what it is. So we're nearly finished freezing here. I do apologize for this time, but I need to prove this point. We're almost here. So I'm going to solo these 3 tracks and let's see if the same thing happens with everything frozen. All right, we're good. We're done. All right, let's solo these 3 tracks. Hit play. Okay, it's fine. All right, so we can definitely see there's a problem there. Freezing the tracks works for now. Just so you know, I'm just putting it out there. But here's the thing. This will be fixed. So don't panic. If you're watching this on the replay and it's a year from now, I'm sure this will be fixed because, again, when things like this happen, here's the deal. Don't go to Facebook. Facebook don't care. That's just a place for people to like gather and all whinge together and never get anything done. The place to go is to do this. Really simple stuff, right? Super simple stuff. All you need to do is, I don't know if we need Steve Jobs. He was a bit of a psychopath himself. But all you need to do, if ever there's a bug in an app or anything like that, is come over to the App Store. Super simple. Search for the app, Pure Strings. There it is. And guess what? Once you find it, you can scroll down. And normally the app developer will have an developer website over here, and you click on it and look what it takes you. It takes you straight to their support. Look at this. There's a little support button, and you can send them information. Super easy. Send them information. Look, there it is. Email address. What's wrong? Boom, buff, bish, bosh. Sorted. So let's get into the rest of this demo. I'm going to, from here on in, open this up in AUM. Let's remove that. Hello, Costa. Who else have I missed who's in the chat? I don't think I've missed anyone. I think I've got most of you. So let's come back over here and open up a copy of this. I need to do a quick pop. 1, 2, pop, pop. And we should be back. There we go. So Pure Strings. I'm going to set up my keyboard. Be attached. So we're going to go input, keyboard. Sweet. This is Pure Strings. So you've got an ensemble of strings here, and you can't individually select these. So you can't just say, oh, I want to get rid of these two. These are always here, so this is not anything like that. But what's unique about the Pure apps is this morphing system. We can morph between the different styles of strings that play here. And what's really cool is you don't have to accept the order of where these are. So you can come in and there's a little pencil over here. And once you're in pencil mode, everything darkens, right? And then you can start moving these things around and setting up your own templates if you like. So you can bounce these wherever you want, hit the pencil again, and they will stay locked in. So what are some of these sounds? I hear you ask. In the middle, you're going to get strings. So there's not much reverb on there or anything like that, even though there are effects built into this. Where it gets fun is when you start moving this little dot around and we have our different sections. So we've got staccato. And the more notes you hold down, you're going to get a better result. So if we hold down 4 notes here. So you've got this wonderful staccato thing going on, and you can change that. We'll get to that in a second of how you can change the timing of that. So we've got staccato. Then over here, we've got trills. So you want to do some horror suspense stuff. Nice. The other one here we've got a string machine. So those Hollywood strings kind of effect that you get from something like GarageBand. Nice, big, thick string machine there. Underneath, we've got pizzicato. Again. We've got arpeggiation here from just holding down notes. Right, nice. Then underneath here, we've got tremolo. And these, of course, are very reactive to pressure. Very lightly, very hard. Sweet. Next up over here, we've got a synth sound. So nice. You've got a nice slow attack. Very thick, rich, deep. Then over here we've got tape. Really cool stuff. So much darker set of strings. And up the top here we've got harmonics. And finally back up to the top to our staccato. Okay, so the really cool thing is this morphing system. So you can actually move these around and get a balance of 3 at a time. Let's get a balance over here of these 3. So we've got the trill, we've got the strings, and we've got staccato. So where this is going to come in super handy is for a lot of things, you may use 2 tracks. Yeah, you may use a track for just the chords, and then you may use a track for just the staccato going on. Well, with this, you can mix them all together and create a 3-part piece very simply just by moving this around. And like I showed at the beginning, let's bring this right in the middle here. So we've got string machine, strings, and trill. And they're not always going to all go together, yeah? So, but this is where you can balance things out. Pretty neat. And going back to our edit pencil, this is where you might want to have staccato, you might want to have harmonics, you might want to have this synth up here. We can bring this over here so it's with the staccato, and you can, organize these however you want. So now we can come up here and get a better let's give more over to that. We'll do it like this. Yes, it is true. So the broken side chaining multi-out was broken as well. It's just bad, man. Apple I know everyone is singing the praises of iPad OS, but everything else is shit. So sort it out, Apple, really. How much money do you have? It's ridiculous. So that is the morphing section there. Let's talk about this arpeggiator. So if we come over here and click on staccato, hold down a few notes, add another note, right, so there's our staccato, and this is the arpeggiator is controlled by down here in this corner. This is now off, so I can play individual notes. Turn on the arpeggiator, and if you hold down a single note, but you can also change the timing of this by using the pencil. We now have our arpeggiator settings here. So we're on a 16th at the moment. You just tap. Each time you tap, it will change. So we've got a 14th, a quarter, eighth, a quarter triplet, eighth. We've got an eighth triplet and a 16th. And we can decide from going up and down, so currently up and down. Just up. Oop, let me hold down a chord. Down, up and down. And the hand option is the order you actually play the notes in. So those are your options. We'll go back to up and down, and to release, we'll go up to an eighth. And click the pencil, and we're back locked. We also have this little feature here. If I drag my finger, which, as you can hear, introduces the rest of these instruments. So if I hold down a chord, you're going to get, as we lift this up, it's not just getting louder, you're getting a larger base of instruments playing. Where's the harmonics? So look, there's no denying these are really, really nice sounds. There's absolutely no denying that. Again, it's going to come down to, do you have the space to have all the samples on the SG Experiment? What is happening? Adorable Anarchy, hello to you. If I have missed you, I will try and catch you. So let's delve a little bit further into what else we can do with this thing. So we've got some tabs on the side here as well too. Let's talk about these. At the top here is your About section. So if you need to get in contact with the developer or anything like that, you've got YouTube, all the links to them, einstruments.com, how to find them, and all that stuff. You can leave a review from here. The second one is our Morphpad that we're currently on here. This is the Morphpad. Next are our effects, and a lot of these morphs already have effects built into them. So you can see here, once you're on the effects tab, over here to the side are the effects. So we've got an equalizer, we've got a reverb, and we've got a delay. Now, if this little switch is turned on up the top here, that means it's controlled by the Morphpad. If we turn these off individually, now I have the ability to come in and mess with these myself. So we're on the equalizer. Let's just use for now the keyboard. And give me a sec. We'll bring up the keyboard just so I can hold down some notes. And here's our equalizer. It's unlocked up the top. So you've got a full equalizer. Reverb. You've got dampening, time, and amount of reverb. And lastly, let's just flick over. So now you can hear that reverb happening. The dampening is going to cut that back, but still have some reverb there. And we're looking at seconds, so 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 6 seconds. That's the way it kind of works. And lastly is our delay. You've got your feedback, your amount. And because we're working with a delay, we also have a sync up the top here. So we can sync this to our BPM. And you can go all the way to a 16th. And you'll see the time sits just above the time as I move it. Okay, so if you click the control Morphpad back on, it will go back to the setting that is currently selected from the morph that you have selected. So if you've got staccato selected, then you're going to get the effects that are built into that. If we come over here and hit synth and come over to the effects, you'll see they're completely different than, so just for example, there's the EQ there. If we come over here, you can see the EQ is completely different, but you can go in and customize individually these effects. We also have velocity responses here as well. So let's just come back over to our bass strings. And this is our velocity response, which works with how hard you play the strings, how you play them. So you can see this is a low response. This is the curve. Low velocity, high velocity. So that's going to be a standard. You've got some presets here like linear, soft, hard, and fixed. And you can edit them yourself as well. So it's completely up to you how you would like these things to go, how you'd like your curve to go. Settings, what is inside our settings? So we've got a voice mode. If in voice mode is set to minimum, liquid morph will be disabled. So you can come over here and change this voice mode, change it to minimum. And when we jump out of here, now I'm going to come back to the settings and turn this back to I don't actually know what that does. What am I talking about? We've got volume. You can turn on and off the liquid morph. That's up to you. I think that's all. We've got MIDI channels and a factory reset. That's pretty wild. So that's pretty much it. You do have some presets in here as well, but most of them are what you will find in the morph wheel. So the first ones you'll see you've got pure, harmonics, trill, all the way down. And then once you get to here, you can see we've actually got some presets. Like this one's called Fat, Warm, Soft, Dark, really moody. And you can see what makes these up. So obviously we've got the tape mostly making up this with a little bit of the main strings. So that was Dark, I think. Let's come back over here. Kinetic. Slow swells. There's a little bit of tremolo in there as well. Energetic. Shimmer. Got more of that synth sound going on in that one. Floating. And a crash. I'm glad that happened because you saw it happen here. This has happened a few times for me. I don't know why, but we are getting crashes. So there's definitely some things that need to be sorted with this. Don't know who was beta testing, but shame on you. So hopefully these things will get sorted. Where are we up to? Artificial. Very dark. Almost orchestral. We've got Mystique. Articulated. Deep cinematic. Tension. Atmospheric, which is string machine and pizzicato. And I think the last one in here is taped harmonics. I love the harmonics in here. Very, very cool stuff. And you've got user stuff here as well for if you want to save your own presets. How do you do that? Well, you just hit plus, give it a name, demo, and hit save. And now you'll find when you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see your user, and you've got your user presets in here. You can also, I think, save them up here as well. So you can get to your presets in AUM up the top here, and it would be the same thing, I expect, in Logic. Let's do so. I think I'm going to have to undo the thing. While we're waiting for this to load, it is our halfway point. We've kind of missed it. Where every day we run an ad here on the channel, and I'll run the ad. You can avoid the ad by becoming a YouTube Premium subscriber or by skipping the ad. We'll wait for you to come back. The ad has been run. So while we're waiting, I can let you know what's coming up tomorrow. We got a special guest coming on the show. It is this dude right here, Studio 6+1. He is the developer of an app called Moo, which I covered on this channel, and he also makes cool music as well. And we're going to get together tomorrow and talk about development. We're going to talk about Apple a lot, I reckon, as well. We're going to talk about his music and experiences developing on this platform and the ups and downs and all that jazz, and it should be really interesting if you're into that. So come along and join us for that tomorrow. And of course, no walk with me, just so you know, but there will be a special walk with me happen next week, which is not a part of the series, something I'm planning to do, just a little special one next week. Not anything, yeah, you'll see what it is. It's something I'm planning, but instead on Friday, for the immediate future, there won't be Walk With Me on Fridays anymore. Instead, will be, once Walk With Me comes back, it will be on Thursdays after the interview. That is what we're doing. We're moving stuff around. But on Friday this week, we're taking a look at this. So if you want to come along and be absolutely and utterly 100% confused by how to use something, come and watch this, because man, this app has layers. It has so many layers. It has taken me 2 weeks, probably longer, to get it as much as I can learn on this app. And, you know, sometimes apps, man, if they take that long to learn, you kind of go, wow, was it worth it learning all of that? But trust me, this app is crazy. It's expensive too. There's a whole lot of negatives and there's a whole lot of positives. Come along and watch the show this week. So we got Logic open at the moment now. And what was I going to try and do? I was going to test something. And I can't remember what now. Oh, don't worry. Everybody's nervous. Dave, everyone's nervous before they come on. I was going to do something, wasn't I? Fuck. I can't remember. Let's look at this project. Oh, yeah. I was going to do something around. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Come over here and see where the presets are. So I'm going to have to unfreeze this track. Let's just unfreeze it. Come over here, click on pure strings, just to show you where the presets are hidden, because you can get to the presets in here, of course, yeah? But in Logic, are they up here? It looks like, oh, there we go. So all your presets can be found in the plugins and in presets, yeah? And the same thing as like Cubasis, you'll find them in there. But there you go. So there's all those presets. They're all down there. Has it kept my one? I don't see my one in there. I probably need to reboot it. That would be the case, because I've saved the patch in another thing and haven't rebooted it in here. But there you go. There is that. Let's come shut that down, because Logic always steals shit. All right, let's make something quickly. Get out of here. So that's pretty much it. That's what's going on with this thing. Pretty easy to navigate. You've got this wonderful little morphing section, much like Pure Piano and much like Pure Upright. They're both really fantastic apps in themselves. You have help over here. So there's a little manual over here. If you need a little bit of help, you can just scroll. I wish it was a little bit bigger. Kind of small. Can we have it a little bit bigger, maybe? I don't know. It just seems really small. It just seems like a lot of space kind of wasted there. Is what it is. Let's load up, speaking of which, Rubato. Why not? Let's see what we can do with this thing. send it across. I'm going to send this one out to pure strings. And let's just see what we can do. Put in some random notes. That's very low. Why is that very low? I have no idea. You know what? Let's load a preset in here. Did something happen to my iPad? Strange. You know what? Let's kill it. Let's try again. Man, strange. Don't know why the volume's so low. Everything's good there. We'll load rubato up. And strings. Boom. Shoot this out. Maybe. And let's just choose a preset to kick off. It's maybe something like that. There we go. Now, what have we got here? We've only got one thing running. Let's go again. Man. Hi, Denise. Rubato is so much fun. Let's add another one. Now you take something like that. And we now have a lovely shimmer going on. Shift, I think it's this one. Now, the cool thing about Rubato as well is you don't need to go crazy like this and have all these things like I have here. You can come over and start absolutely by scratch and create a whole new thing and build it all up from there. So look, this is pretty cool. Once these bugs are sorted out, and which they will be after this show, trust me, because there's evidence of this that there's definitely a problem, and I'm going to just cover that again. This will get fixed, because don't panic. And I'm going to send these chords out. Let's just do this. We'll send this out to here. Let's pick some chords. We'll go to like classical or something. UFC, baba, hello. What do we got here? Oh man, how good is that? Sounds beautiful. So nice having strings that can play your pizzicato and all that, as well as playing notes underneath without like having multiple apps, multiple instances. So let's lock this in here. Sounds mint. Let's throw in like a bass or something. Okay, so we'll take this and we'll send this out to the bass. We'll change this to a performance and we'll choose like bass. We'll do like a common bass performance, something like a straight 2. And we'll send this out. It's all sent to the bass. Boom. Listen how low that is. So what I'm going to do is just select all these notes, come up to our sequencer, and we'll make this a bit higher. Bit higher. There we go. Let's find a sub or something. I like that. We'll use DigiSticks. We'll sync this up to our DAW. Nice. See you later, Semtex. Love you lots. We need some piano in here, don't we? So what I'm going to do, just to close out, we'll copy this one. In fact, we'll copy this. So you hold down and you can select one of these. Then we can come over to it, create a brand new node, hold down, and we can paste it in here. It'll keep all the same details. Now we can come in and select off, and we'll add some piano in here. Let's choose, we'll just create another track to wrap everything up, and show you that you can make a demo of this pretty quick. We'll throw in piano tech. Let's use like a felt piano or something maybe. What do we got? Got a felt, Steinway felt. And we'll send this out to that Steinway felt. There it is. And we'll come over here. We'll try and maybe, I don't know, create, what can we find? We'll do like a avant-garde performance. Nice. Wow, sounds beautiful. You know, I'd cap it off. We got Thomas Christ up next, folks. With you, Rock. I love MIDI Learn. There we go. Get it right, bitch. I don't even know what key we're in. F major, is it? Beautiful stuff. Awesome. There you go. So that is today's app. We bounce back over here. It is available on the iOS App Store. It works on iPad and iPhone. It is not a Mac app as well. So it is $22.49. That price will go up, and July 1st, it's 25% off at the moment. Comparatively, what's the closest thing to this? I would say Steinberg's one, which is a little bit more expensive. I think it's around 29 or something. So they're both around the same kind of price. Steinberg's strings. Hey, nice stuff. But yeah, there you go. All right, we're out of here. Thomas Christ is up next. He's playing Your Most Rockin' Music. I'll be back tomorrow with our interview with my good friend, this guy right here, Studio 6+1's coming on the show. Boom, exciting stuff. Can't wait for that. And yeah, I'll see you over at Thomas's. Thanks for hanging out. If you're watching on the replay, boom, let us know what you think of this app down in the comments and all that jazz. I've got a busy day ahead. I've got to finish off some stuff. I've got to finish off some stuff. Remember, folks, the charity album launch is coming up next Thursday, US time, Thursday and Friday. It's a double show, over 60 tracks, very exciting stuff. If you've submitted, if not, come along and support it and grab copies of the albums, which will be announced next week. All right, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. We'll rise together, stay awake, and let's freaking Oj.